Hi ladies, I'm so excited to connect again online. I had the chance to talk with a few of you and you mentioned sometimes finding it difficult to think of something to draw or create. Well, guess what? That's a really common problem for many artists, even professional artists like Delita Martin, even art teachers. For example, I have in front of me a piece of art that I created the other day, and it did not start off like this. When it was a blank sheet of paper, I was really frustrated and I couldn't think of what to do. This portrait actually started off like this. I had to do what was called a warm-up. Artists never give up. Instead, they use warm-ups, just like in dance, music, and math, to get the mind and body prepared. Today, we're going to learn a few creative warm-ups. But first, let's talk about materials and what you'll need. First, you'll need 2 scrap papers. Preferably, the papers will already have marks on them, just like that. For maybe a paper that you gave up on and you said, I don't want to use this anymore, or I don't want to finish this drawing. This is going to be the perfect paper to create our art from. So 2 pieces of recycled paper. Next, you'll need either a pen, a pencil, or a marker. I prefer pen, but use whatever you have. And finally, you'll need some color crayons or pencils. All right, let's get started. Now, our first warm-up, we already know. We need to clear our minds and open our hearts. We need to do our mindful moment. Feel free to teach those around you how to do it. So let's do it together. Ready? It starts with 1 hand on your heart and 1 hand on your belly. Take 3 deep breaths. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to take a moment to think about something kind, creative, or nothing at all. Opening our eyes in 3, 2, with a deep breath. Great, now that we've cleared our minds and opened our heart, the second step is to encourage something called instinct. Repeat that word a few times. Again, the word is instinct. Great. Working from instinct means to find the best way to communicate exactly how you are feeling and what you are seeing through art. Your instinct tells you what colors to add. It tells you what shapes to draw. It tells you how thick or thin to make your lines. All artists want to create from instinct because it means you are creating art that is true to who you are. Sometimes it's difficult to turn on our artistic instinct. Have you ever sat in front of a paper for so long and thought to yourself, I don't know what to draw? I know I have many times. I was having trouble turning on my instinct. Warm-ups help bring out your instincts by warming up your thought process and relaxing your frustration. Now that I've cleared my mind, it's time for me to loosen up my body and shake off any frustration or tension that I have in my drawing hands. So I'm going to give them a little wiggle. Give some dancing hands. Pretend you're in dance class. Look at those wrists up. All right. Beautiful. We're ready to get started. Awesome. Now that we have our bodies and our minds warmed up, it's time to get them working to find our creative instinct. You're going to start by drawing this lovely potted plant. But there are going to be a few challenges. The first challenge is you have to incorporate the lines that are already on your paper. As you can see, I already have quite a few lines going on, and that's quite all right. I'm going to figure out how to include them as I draw this potted plant. Next, this is a big challenge. You're going to draw with your opposite hand. Now, I usually draw with my left hand. This is my left hand right here. It's the hand I feel most comfortable writing with and drawing with. I'm going to pass my pen to my right hand, and already I'm feeling a little scared. My hand is shaking. I'm going to draw with my right hand, and I'm going to try to draw this potted plant. Before you begin, you have to accept 3 things. 1, it won't be easy. 2, it won't be perfect. 3, it will be fun. So many times we can't think of what to draw because we're too focused on creating something perfect. By allowing the hand you have least control of to draw, you're letting go of the idea of perfection and accepting challenges. Let's watch as I try. Okay, so I have my pen in my right hand. And I'm actually, usually I would put it really close because it feels more comfortable, but I'm going to challenge myself to pull my hand back a little bit so I have a little more flexibility and range of motion. And I'm going to start drawing this lovely plant. I'm going to start first with the pot. Let's see. I'll draw a circle. Oh, it's really hard. I got a circle down for the pot. My hand's a little shaky because she's not used to drawing. That's okay. And I come around, it's already doing a little bit of a wiggly line. It looks really interesting. So he has that lovely pot there. And I can see there are like lots of shapes in the pots. So I'm going to kind of add in those shapes. It looks a little funny. That's all right. Shapes. And now I'm going to add in the leaves. Now I'm going to try and incorporate some of the lines that I already have on my page. So as you can see, I'm drawing the line, but I'm connecting it to the lines that are already there. Whew, that's one leaf. Let me see if I could I have all these dashes here. Let me see if I could get that inside a big leaf. I'm noticing that it's really difficult for my fingers to move the pen because they're just not used to having control. Usually I let my left hand have all the control. And I have these little kind of bubble things. I want them to be inside a leaf too. So I'm just gonna put them inside a leaf. And then we'll draw another one around. And that's looking pretty good. I'm actually really proud of where it's going. And this is all with my right hand, the hand that I don't draw with. So now that I have something that I'm pretty excited about on the paper, I'm gonna add some color, but I'm going to add color again with my right hand. I wanna experiment with the colors. I wanna do things I wouldn't usually do, blend colors I usually wouldn't blend. So I'm making sure that I'm not just coloring the leaves plain old green. I wanna color the leaves maybe green and maybe purple. You might decide of a different color blend. And maybe I know orange is contrasting, so it can't really blend with purple, but it could sit really nicely next to it. Ooh, I like that orange. It's nice and bright. I'm gonna use that orange as the stem, carry it down to the stems. I'm gonna draw a stem through here, a stem through here, a stem through here. Let me choose another. I'll choose some red in there. So as you can see, I'm just gonna do this until I have it all finished. All right, I am finished with my warm-up, and I could say I love it, and it was definitely challenging. My hand was shaking the whole time. But from this warm-up, I was able to think of new ideas about how I want to approach this piece in the future. I was able to conquer some challenges in terms of color, and I was able to let go and loosen up a bit. Now, I'm really excited because in part 2, I'm going to use what I've learned from this warm-up and apply it to drawing with my natural writing hand, which for me is my left hand. It might be your right hand for you. So make sure you click on that video for part 2, Working from Instinct. And I can't wait to connect with you all. Again, make sure to text me those photos of your work. All right, bye.